Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Today we're going to start off with our usual golden saucer stuff, doing the fashion report. And are we gonna hit a gate? No, I might wait till the 3 o'clock gate, but I'm not gonna wait too long since I need to stop on time. And then I'm gonna do some MGP logs as well. Let's not dilly-dally too much because I am gonna need to stop on time, hopefully at or before 5, but I highly doubt we'll make that. But let's go ahead and pull up Kaya's graphic and see what ridiculous outfit we're making this week. Alright. This week is really easy to get 80 points, because we can just buy both the wrists and the feet from Gwalter. So let's see, this is a hand or land 1 through 9, and this one's also a 10 through 19. Let's go ahead and stand up and head on over to him. He's right over here, like usual. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Both hand and land. Just one was 1 through 9, the other one was 10 through whatever. Maple patents. And the wrists, right? Yes. The goatskin ones? The goatskin ones work, but the hard leather ones are cheaper. That's all we should need. Let's head on over to the fashion report. The golden saucer. It is a little bit annoying that I can't do my jumbo jackpot, because they do run the jackpot FC buff through the drawing, but it's only for like an hour or two. But let's go ahead and do a mini jackpot tickets first. I want to be able to get through all of the Heaven's Ward, not Heaven's Ward. I was watching a thing about Heaven's Ward earlier. I want to get through all the healer role quests today. Okay, so we can get 1, 2, 3 here. That's how you do it. Let's see if we can get it again. Okay, we can't get 7, 8, 9, so let's go for 1, 2, 3. We got the 1 and 3, but no 2. I got one more try though. Let's see if we can get it. Oh, let's see. You get 7, 8, 9 here or 1, 2, 3 here. So you gotta go big or go home. It was neither. Oh well. We got 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and do the fashion report. It's right over here. There was a week recently where I actually forgot to do my jumbo jackpot. I think I actually forgot to buy the tickets. Alright, this should be an easy 66, yeah, because it's an extra 10%, 66k MGP. You can't even see the wrists. That was insanely fashionable shoes. He's just blown away. So much so that he's gonna give me 80 points. 85. Simply fabulous. Easy, 66k. Now, let's go ahead and take these off. I'll just desynth them. Maybe and then get a crystal. This also give me the desynth challenge log. Just throw away the hard leather. And yeah, maple lumber, that's really cheap. Okay, let's go ahead and head on up to Out on a Limb. And we'll go ahead and get the some MGP logs done. I don't think that'll end up taking us 5 minutes, so we'll have to sit around for just a minute. So that we can do the 3 o'clock gate. Oh, this is not Out on... Yeah, it is Out on a Limb. Okay. I thought their out might have not actually been part of it. Nope, it's at the top there. A little too far, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we need to get 3... we need to win 3 minigames. And then we need to do... And then we also need to get 100 GP total for minigames. Right on the money. Go ahead and double down on this one. Nope, pretty close. See, a little after. It's a little before. Pretty close. That's how you do it. Let's go ahead and double down this one too. Nope, not there. Try a little bit farther. Not there either. Let's try all the way at the bottom. Nope, must be at the very beginning then. That's how you do it. You're gonna go one harder. One more. Nope, not there. Not there. I'm just too good. I'm not gonna do it again. Alright, that was the 100 MGP one. Now we just gotta win one more time. Alright, maybe in the center? Nope. Let's try the latter part, half. Oh, pretty close. Probably a little bit after it. Yep. Go ahead and double down on this one. Nope, not there. Not there either. Let's go a little farther. Not there either? Jeez, must be at the end. Okay, I think it's just slightly past that. Okay, even closer. That gets what we need. Go ahead and double down this one too. That's gonna be a bit risky though. Oh man, it must be at the very end. Yep, right around there. Probably a little bit before it actually. I guess a little bit after it works too. There we go. Alright, that's an easy, let's see, that was 2,000. That was 20, that's easy, 2,500 MGP. Now then, let's head back to the square, and we gotta wait about 2 minutes. I find that minigame really easy, obviously. And then, I checked my retainers beforehand, right? Yeah. I actually re-rolled my mining retainer to a botanist retainer, because I realized there were more things that I wanted from botanist than I did from miner. Because the thing is, with botanist, there's a lot of individual things that you might need, but with miner, a lot of times you just need a bunch of one kind of ore. Which is nice to be able to just send your retainer out, but it's also really easy to just go and collect it yourself, or to buy it in bulk. Whereas with the botanist, a lot of times you need it for like alchemist or culinarian, and then they only need like one of a certain herb to make the thing that you need. So having a botanist being able to go and grab it for you instead of having to run around and do it yourself. Plus, on the currently for the purple script farming, you can get, I think it's, you would typically do, not that. That's Island Sanctuary. Collectibles. You would do this guy, and you can get the Psychon and the palm syrup from a botanist. Although Psychons are really cheap on the market board, so it doesn't matter. And then I have a bunch of palm sugar stockpiled, and then you can get this from a combat retainer, and then you can buy the gelatin at the Crystarium for 10 gil right there. You can see. All right, leap of faith. Let's try not to mess this up. I had a lot of fun with PvP last night. I actually went and did a couple more rounds afterwards and learned to play warrior. It took me like 2 rounds to really understand how to play it, but once I figured it out, it was a ton of fun. I just felt invincible. Okay, let's try and get this done really quickly. Oops. I haven't done jumping in a while. I really shouldn't be sprinting. I really shouldn't be doing those kinds of jumps either. Oops, that was short. Oh my god, I did that at a safe area. It wasn't that bad. Okay, let's jump here. Get that silver one. These all, I believe the roots there on the end of that giant root are all solid. Oh, there it is. Oh, apparently that's solid too. Take my time on this, don't want to fall off here. That'd be embarrassing. Man, I'm like, oh, we're almost overshooting all of those. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was short, but it wasn't bad. Okay, I already got all the silver and bronze, so I just gotta get the gold one. Oh, I gotta do that much again? Jeez. Oh, this part's pretty easy. Just gotta take my time. Okay, let's not mess this one up. Okay, I almost didn't make that. Okay, gold one's over there. Let's get this gold one. There we go. That's how you do it. That's everything, right? Yes. Easy clap. That went pretty quickly. Now then, let's head on over to Radzat, and we'll be able to get started with the healer role quests. So I actually went, because I have so much, it was spamming P1 in so much, I ended up getting a bunch of the gear. Also, this is a unique ring, so I can't wear two of them. Well, it says it's unique. Yeah, it says unique at the top there. Because you see that this Crystarium ring, which is a tome ring, doesn't have unique at the top, so you can wear two of them. But because this is unique, I can't wear two of them. Anyway, let's head on over to Radzat. Go ahead and update the stream text too, because we're done with. It's not the stream text. So I haven't played Scholar in forever. Like, I don't even know what this thing does. But considering the, yeah, I don't know what some of these abilities are. So like, this one, not this. I know what that one. I think I know what that one does. This one, I don't know what they do. Hopefully that doesn't matter, because I should, as long as they don't require me to do a ton of healing, I should be fine. Okay, so we can get to Radzat really easily by actually taking the airship there. Also, I just remembered I need to fix my UI, because at some point I accidentally deleted the folder that has all the UI stuff in it. So this actually got reset. So let me fix that real quick. Ferry gauge. I think I had him like here or something. Oh, you get 3 aetherflow gauges at this level. Because you got that, you had 2 last time I played it. Which was like level 81. No, I think not even then. I don't think I even got that. Also, I need to remember to summon my fairy. Alright, who are we going to talk to this time? Alamegan Delegate. Oh, right. We're going to see Fordola and Arnvold, because this is Alamigo. Far from free. The Alamegan Delegate at... What? Oh, okay. That's not... I wouldn't say 2 here, but okay. The Alamegan Delegate to Radzat has grim news to convey. If you are ready to lend us your aid, I'll apprise you of the situation. We've received reports of a creature believed to be a blasphemy. I didn't warm up, so give me a second. We've received reports of a creature believed to be a blasphemy stalking the streets of Alamigo. Troops have been assigned to track and slay the beast, but there are likely to be casualties. With most of our healers posted elsewhere, we had thought to petition you for aid. I'd be glad to help. Sounds like you need better soldiers, not more healers, but if I must, that's a bit mean. Once again, we're in your debt. We shall inform Commander Aldine forthwith. My comrades in the Immortal Flames will be glad to have you watching over them. You see, as there have been no sightings of any blasphemies in our lands, we have joined our Alamegan allies in their hunt for the fiend. Trouble is, the majority of our own healers are working day and night to treat the tempered Imperials captured at Pagalthon. For that reason, we too will be glad of your help. Your presence alone will be of great comfort to the troops, I'm sure. As time is of the essence, I ask that you make your way to the Alamegan quarter and report for duty. Captain Aldine is overseeing the hunt, and he will explain all upon your arrival. May Ralgar grant you strength. Alright, let's head on over to Alamegan quarter. Meet up with Pippin. I think last time we saw Pippin was at the Ilsabard contingent. Let's see, and I should actually... No, I can't take I was thinking I could take airship to Alamegan quarter, but no, you take an airship to... Othard. Hingashi. Kugane. I'm saying all the names that it's not. Okay, so Girabanya, I'm just gonna go ahead and teleport here. And we'll meet up with Pippin. Alright, over here? Yeah, it's always over here. There we go. Blasphemy Hunter. Ah, Mistress Mason. We were told you were on your way. But this is even quicker than expected. Well, yeah, I did just teleport here. I'll tell Commander Aldine you've arrived. One moment, please. Glad you could join us. Now that the far greater crisis has been resolved, we may, and must, turn our undivided attention to matters of a smaller but no less deadly scale. I'd like nothing more than to hear about your recent adventures, but I'm afraid such pleasantries will have to wait. Oh my. As our men in Thavner will have told you, a blasphemy is loose in Alamigo. When it first appeared, the city guard were able to get most of the bystanders to safety, and for a mercy, those caught in the chaos only suffered minor injuries. But the fiend managed to escape and has not been seen since. We must find it, and soon, for as long as it remains at large, every man, woman, and child is at risk. As was the case in Thavner, the blasphemy's very existence seems to spur the creation of lesser beasts. The longer it's allowed to roam free, the more tragedy our people will suffer. Are you certain it's a blasphemy? Did anyone see the change take place? Oh, that's a good point. Are you certain? Aye. There were several eyewitnesses who gave the same account. A man walking through the Alamegan quarter fell to his knees all of a sudden, and a moment later transformed into the monstrosity we now pursue. That's not good. But yeah, that pretty much confirms it's a blasphemy. But beyond the fact he was a young Highlander, we know next to nothing about him. Even the description of his appearance are too vague to help identify the lad, and we've no clues as to his name or background. Well, that's not helpful. For all we know, he might not have been born in Alamigo, might have been the son of a refugee come to visit. There are other possibilities we're investigating, though. That said, I doubt his circumstances are unique. Blasphemies and beasts are born when men are overcome by despair, and whatever drove them to turn likely could have done the same to another. Therefore, if we are to prevent further tragedies, it is imperative that we identify and address the underlying cause. Until we do, we'll have no choice but to deal with the afflicted the only way we know how, by granting them a quick death. For now, I would have you join the hunt and keep my men from falling prey to these creatures. Are you up to it? Of course I am. You have my thanks. And as chance would have it, we've just received word that a number of beasts were spotted in the outskirts of Alagana. The troops stationed there have already put them down, but were wounded in the process. First and foremost, they need medical attention, and that's where you come in. I'll meet you there. Oh wait, Aldine... I thought Aldine was Pippin, not Raubon. Wait, they have the same last name, because adopted son. Right. Okay, where are we going? The peaks? Oh, okay, up to the north. The Lisa's place. Lisa's hometown. Where she's like, why don't you fight? Because we die, you dumb idiot. Alright, we should be right down here. Oh, we gotta go over here. Wounded fighter, mortified fighter. Knowing what they are, who they were, could any of us end up like that? Don't think like that, bro. Don't think like that. Just trust me. It's my own damn fault for being so careless. What must Commander Aldine think of me? He thinks you're a fine soldier, young one. Although the soldiers were able to lead the beasts away from the village and cull the lot of them, victory did not come easily. It's times like these that our lack of healers is most sorely felt. I dare say they've yet to receive any treatment at all. See to their wounds while I survey the area for any stragglers that may have escaped. Once I've completed my patrol, I'll head to the village to gather eyewitness reports. Look for me there after. What, just cast a couple heals? At Loquiums? Oh, I have to actually talk to them. Really? Is that all this is gonna be? Gods be good! I feel reborn! Almost like the whole realm. Hold on, you're brilliant, aren't you? I can't believe it! You're the one who inspired me to join the Resistance in the first place. I'm sorry. And now you've come to save me in my hour of need. I'll never forget this. Thank you, thank you! I'm sorry. Wrong way. I saw them change, right before my eyes. Those weren't monsters I killed, but innocent men. No, they're gone. Don't think like that. But it had to be done. There were others we had to protect, and thanks to you, I can continue to do this, just that. Once I've made my way back, I'll give a full account. The families, they'll understand. Again, you guys are going the wrong way. Like, that's away from the village. Village is this way. Alright, Raubon. Oh, right. Pippin is the leader of the Immortal Flame, is the commander of the Immortal Flames now. And, Raubon is the commander of the Alamegan Resistance. Well, not really Resistance. Oh, I didn't know Arnold was over here. It was good of you to come all this way, though I never doubted for a moment that you wouldn't. After all you've done for the people of Girabanya, we couldn't ask for more, and yet, here you are. I mean, there's a quest. Of course I'm going to be here. For treating the wounds of these soldiers, you have my thanks. And theirs too, no doubt. It seems they were indeed successful in slaying all the beasts. If my search is any indication, but we must remain vigilant. I've also spoken with several people who witnessed the moment of the transformation, though the ordeal has understandably left them rather shaken. I hear you've been through a fair few ordeals yourself, Brillian. As for me, I've been kept busy with this and that, like getting the hang of this wheelchair. Obviously, it has its limitations, but it gets me where I need to go. I've been working with this new organization as well, which is what brought me here, but no sooner had I arrived than those locals turned. Ragnfrid, I heard you were there when it happened. What can you tell us? The ones who underwent the change are the very people who were trying to help. Huh? Perhaps I should explain from the beginning. The meeting Lise held in the royal palace marked a turning point for all of Garabania. It spurred us to open a dialogue with the people and communities we were otherwise would have shunned. But there's still so many people to be addressed, and countless souls struggling to build new lives for themselves. I decided to form a volunteer group, the Silver Griffins. Our main concern is the welfare of Alamegans who sided with the Empire, for whatever reason, and helping them find a place in society, in particular the surviving families of Crania Lupi. Wait, wasn't that the place to the southwest? I thought you despised skulls. You've changed your tune. Yeah, he has. Make no mistake, I've not forgiven them. I don't have that in me, and I doubt I ever will. But the memory of the day in the palace of Fordola asking to be locked up again after saving us all, it stayed with me. It got me thinking about why she and the other youths would commit such atrocities, why they'd swear to serve the Empire. And the answer was simple, because they'd seen what we'd seen and suffered much the same. In a hell where all were condemned, they chose to betray one brother to save another. That's how the Garleans win. Not by breaking you, but by making you break yourself. By making that choice the right one for a man at the end of his tether. Healing only begins with liberation, and some scars never will, regardless. Those who've returned from foreign lands may have difficulty carving out a living here, but the ones who pledged allegiance to Garlemald. This is not the Alamigo we dreamed of, but after 20 years of misery, I'll not see it all thrown away because we can't come to terms with the past. That's why I formed the Silver Griffins, to see that no one is cast aside. It's a cause I support, and that's what brought me here today. I've been acting as mediator. Yeah, because he's technically half Garlean. Aye, and in a short time he's been with us. He's proven himself a natural. But despite his early success, the families of the Skulls continue to refuse our help. I think I see where this is leading. They're the ones who turned, yes? Probably because they think that they're going to be, like, alienated and oppressed. It comes as no surprise. Their kin tormented and murdered fellow Alamegans. Anyone with a conscience would feel shame and guilt, and for some, it might be too much to bear. I think I might know why they're turning us away. It's a sensitive matter, though, so let's go somewhere we won't be overheard. Okay. Now where's Fordola? Didn't she, like, dedicate herself to him or something? It's about one of the men who turned. I saw his memories, right, because he's got the echo. And that's why him and Fordola were able to go to Pagelthon Tower at the end of Post-Shadowbringers. Because they weren't going to get tempered. With the echo, I'll not pretend I understand it, but tell me what you learned. I only caught a glimpse, but that was enough. It was during the occupation. A man raising his son. Only the two of them, but they were a family. To keep his boy clothed and fed, he chose to side with the Empire. He knew that others would say, but he did it anyway. And so he was branded a traitor. Every day, his son listened to the jeering, the insults, but there was nothing he could do. When he came of age, he joined the Skulls in hope that it would make life easier for his father. He never dared to question his orders, no matter how depraved. He died in the revolution, but not before killing his own countrymen. His father wept not for the betrayer and murderer, but for the man he could have been. He blamed it all on himself, right up until the change took him. I can only pray he and his boy finally found the peace they were denied in life. Alas, theirs is an all too familiar tale. They cannot forgive themselves, nor can they see how anyone else could. The sins of their kin weigh heavy on them. They think themselves undeserving of our compassion. If they carry on like that, they'll turn into beasts. We've got to help them before it's too late. Growing up half Garlean in El Amigo, I know how it feels to be shunned and hated, to hate myself. But so long as we give ourselves and others a chance, we can change for the better. And while I might not be as clever or eloquent as someone like Alphanode, I know I can make a difference. I might not be quite the swordsman I used to be, but I'm still a fighter at heart, and I owe it to Ab and Ollie to make the most of this life so long as I've got it. By the way, where's Fordola? We Silver Griffins will give our all to see that no more beasts or blasphemies ravage Girabanya again. So, Commander Aldine, do we have our approval to continue our work? Of course. There's no enemy more formidable than despair, and I'd be a fool to refuse your help. That even a single one of our people has succumbed to this transformation is proof of our failure to protect them. Therefore, I pledge the Silver Griffins my unconditional support. Together, we will prevail. Now that we have Brilliant on hand to aid the troops, I believe we are ready to face any beast we encounter. Though I fear it is only a matter of time before others appear, I ask that you lend the Silver Griffins your assistance in the meantime. Okay, sounds good to me. Very good. For now, let's return to the city. That's pretty interesting. So, right now we're specifically targeting the Skulls, or just in general the people that sided with Garlemald like the Skulls. Which makes me wonder where Fordola is even more, considering we're seeing Arnvald and we're talking about the Skulls. We're gonna run into Fordola at some point. Plus she was in the quest art, so we know that she's gonna show up at some point. Okay, Relbon, that first quest done. Those who harbor guilt do so not because they are weak of heart, but because they have failed to meet the demands they make of themselves. 'Twas the same for me when I believed that my failures had led to the Sultana's assassination. The despair and self-loathing were indescribable. I was fortunate that you and the other Scions came to my rescue, that I had friends who convinced me I was more than the sum of my worst mistakes. Now we must do the same for the people of El Amigo. We must help them to heal and find the strength to, if not forgive, then come to terms with who we are, so we can look to who we can be, who we should aspire to be. This is precisely why our work of the Silver Griffins is so vital. Though our problems are not new, the emergence of this deadly phenomenon means we cannot afford to delay addressing them any longer, and we will be better for it ultimately. Once we've decided a course of action, you'll be the first to know. Until then, May Ralgar watch over and keep you. Well, this is pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and start the second quest. That was a pretty quick one. The Butcher's Blade. Wasn't she the butcher? The struggle to prevent the emergence of beasts grows increasingly desperate. We were hoping you'd stop by. I'll show you to Commander Aldine at once. And Arnvold sure booked it. He's now got halfway across the country. Or at least the area that we can get to. You're a welcome sight as always, Brillian. Aye, and a lot's happened since we last spoke 5 minutes ago. We Silver Griffins have been keeping busy. Man, you guys work fast. As have I and my men. And I'm afraid we've little to show for our efforts. Although we've been searching high and low for the blasphemy, we've seen neither hide nor hair of it. Unfortunately, everyone else has had better luck. We've received reports of lesser beasts throughout Yerebonia, and putting them down is as important as hunting the blasphemy that got away. To complicate matters, rumors have been circulating that these beasts were the Skull's kin. While this was true of the recent incidents in Galagana, we cannot have people jumping to conclusions, given that they might feel tempted to do. It has been suggested that we take the individuals into custody, for their own protection as much as the safety of others, but that would only isolate them even further and give credence to the rumors. True. The recent unrest has hindered the efforts of the Silver Griffins to no end. Therefore, I ask you to aid them in their endeavors, and see if there is aught that can be done. Also, you'll be joined by another volunteer. Try not to be too surprised. I thought I felt my ears burning. I said I don't need a keeper, but did they bloody listen? Dude, they bollocks. Come on, don't be like that. This was what you agreed to. Besides, you'll never know what you might have had. Need of a healer, and there's none better than Brillian. Yeah. He's right. You've earned a measure of trust, and this shouldn't be taken to mean otherwise. Thick as thieves are we now? Then there's no need for this sodding collar, aye? We all know it's not coming off anytime soon, but this is how it's to be, then fine, so long as she keeps out of my way. Excuse me, Fordola? Wasn't I the one that kicked your butt? With Uriandra's magical stick? I want the two of you to visit the Silver Griffin's headquarters in Alagana. Several relatives of Crania Lupi have agreed to meet with them, and we could do with a measure of precaution. If anyone so much as mentions the skulls, I'll deal with it. Understood? Let's get this over with. Trying to put a good amount of contempt in her voice. See, she's as much as risk of turning as anyone, maybe even more so. You don't need the echo to see what the weight she's carrying. She's still got a handle on her own echo either. Oh, right. She's still not got a handle on her own echo either. Sometimes the visions come without warning, and with such a force that it's all she can do to stay standing. How is that any different than me, then? There's no telling what might happen when she comes face to face with the family of her former comrades. So look out for her. Please. I wish there was more I could do for her myself. Arnvold, please. You're the one who literally saved her life. But we've all got our own duties, and I'll see them through to the end. So must we all. Follow Fordola's lead. We're counting on you both. But be ready to step in, even if she curses you for it. Oh, don't worry. You don't need to worry about that. I'll step in if she needs it. Fordola's not the sort to ask for help. Gee, really? So make sure she doesn't get in over her head, would you? Gee, really? Watch, Arnvald's gonna beat us back. With his super speedy wheelchair. Just picturing him, like, rolling his... just picturing him rolling across the stands, like, trying to go as fast as possible to beat us back. I'll admit, this is not quite what I had in mind. ... I had a feeling Raban would send you, Brilliant, but as for her... If you've got any complaints, take it up with the commander. No, it's fine. Truth be told, ever since that day at the Royal Palace, I've been thinking... Stop. You don't want to say it, and I don't want to hear it. To the matter at hand, then. We Silver Griffins have been working to support the relatives of the Crania Lupi. But only one family has gone missing. Mother and her parents, who lived together under the same roof. One of ours paid them a visit, but they were nowhere to be seen. And when they went inside to check, they found the house had been torn to shreds. Thick gouges in the floors and the walls, made by beasts' claws by the looks of them. Uh-oh. Do you think they've turned? Aye. That's the most likely explanation. Please do whatever you must before anyone else is hurt. There's no time to waste. I'll head to the west, you east. Okay, sounds good. I mean, we know she's not going to run away, even without the collar. She gotta stay around for Arnvald. Well, we need to head on over here. Top of the waterfall. How are you supposed to get here? Do you literally have to go all the way around here? It's been a long time since I needed to walk here. Let's see, there's destination. Oh, hello there. Let's see what I can remember of this, forgot to do this. I completely forgot to do my, this thing. I still have some muscle memory, but not enough to really be able to do it. This is Spens, okay. In the dirt you spy an envelope containing a crumpled, tear-stained letter. Read the letter? Yes. Dear Mother, I hope this letter finds you well. Time is short, so I must keep this brief. Although I have never done anything to make you proud, I promise you things will be different when the war is over. Until then, take care, and know that I love you with all my heart. Placing the letter back into its envelope, you turn your attention to finding the others. Well, that's pretty interesting. Let's see, it looks like there's another one all the way over here. So I thought there was... apparently there's no AoE... Aether Flow Damager. It's like Summoner has one. It doesn't look like Scholar does. Okay, destination. There you are. Probably should summon my Chocobo for this. Although my fairy is pretty much healing me more than enough for this. How long does this last? 10 seconds, okay. Ooh, wedding ring. Time-worn wedding ring. You discover what appears to be a wedding ring, with a name and date engraved on the inside. With seemingly no more clues to be found, you decide to report to Ragnfrid. Ragnfrid. Okay, sounds good to me. Alright, Ragnfrid. Well, let's talk to Fordola first. What's done is done. Were you able to find anything? Yep, I found this interesting letter and wedding ring. They mean anything to you? Then was as I feared. I found and killed a third. It was carrying this. A matching ring. I'll deliver these effects to their next of kin and arrange for a funeral, or as close to one as possible under the circumstances. ... There's no changing the past. We'll always carry it and the scars. But no matter who we were or what we did, we're Alamegans, then and now. The Empire was our enemy then, and now it's despair. What? Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Good words and deeds will serve us best in this fight. Weapons even an old man like me can yet wield. Thanks to the two of you, the missing villagers may finally be laid to rest. I and the other Silver Griffins will redouble our efforts to prevent any further tragedies. I finished checking the wares, sir. Everything's in order. Good work. Take a rest, lad. You've more than earned it. Keep this to yourselves, but Everett's younger brother was a member of Cradia Lupa. He's exactly the sort of person we're trying to help. Like many of the others, he was reluctant to talk to us at first, but after we gained his trust, we were able to help him find work. He's taken to it well. Uh-oh. It's her! The Butcher! Uh-oh. Traitors! All of us! Kinslayers, deserving of hate and death! Hate and death! Uh-oh. Right in the middle of the village. Get back! Get back! Well, so much for that. Of course. Of course. The kid that walked across the screen at the beginning of the cutscene. Stay away from her! Yeah. Fordola saved your guard's life! I know, but she's... It happened in an instant. That poor lad. But it had to be done, and without hesitation. Would have been much worse otherwise. Could you go after Fordola and see to her ruins? I'll do what I can here. So we're not gonna have to do any healing in combat? I mean, I don't really mind. It's just kinda a bit silly. Oh, let's talk to him first. We've not We're not living a song or fairy tale. These problems we struggle with won't be solved overnight. Nevertheless, we've got to do what we can to move forward and as a people united, or we'll have to keep dealing with tragedies like this. First, let's see, slash slap. There we go. Knock some sense into her. I want to say thank you to the brave lady for rescuing me. Do you think I'll see her again? Not if your mother has anything to say about it. She risked her life to save my daughter. Whatever else she may have done, I owe her for that. Okay, see, I did slap some sense into her. Let's go find Fordola. Let's see, where is she? I guess she's gonna be outside of the town. There she is. I'm fine. Leave me be. Fordola, please. I said I don't need your help. It's not only your injuries I'm worried about. I'm a healer. Let me do my job. Bloody hells. If you're here to patch me up, get it done with it. Quietly. Okay. I'm healing! This is just silly. A coral can't change its spots, and there's no washing the blood off my hands. Nor would I, even if I could. Taking up Garlean's steel was the first choice, but not the last. Like the first kill, the hardest. Every choice after that comes easier and easier, until I stop counting, stop caring. You tell yourself it's right. It's for the greater good. You give the order, feel the ground tremble as the cannon fires, and when the dust settles, and your own men are buried beneath the rubble, and you tell yourself, Fordola. Me too. Fordola, please. Ah! Mustn't give in. Ha. That man in the village. I saw his past. I'm the one who killed his brother. Of course she was. I'll be alright. I just need a moment. Can you wait with me? Everything the skulls fought for, the sacrifices we made, the things we did, in the end, it was all for nothing. Sometimes I look back on the road I walked, and the bitterness I can still taste, and I wonder, if I'd grown up in another time, another place, would I have done the same to different people? Was it always in me? To be me? All I know is, everyone would have been better off if I'd never been born. I don't know, Arnvald seems to... Actually, yeah, never mind. Arnvald's paralyzed because of her, technically. Or, wait a minute. No, it happened... I think he went to try and get the things out of the wall. And then... she said he was an idiot after he tripped the alarm. Then Lunar, if freed, tried to attack her, and then he blocked it. So that's more his fault. But I was, and I dragged others into the hell of my own making. I remember these two brothers in particular, childhood friends of mine. The older one enlisted with me, but the younger... he would never have made it as a soldier. He was too kind, too good. Ansfrid died in a specula imperatoris. But his brother is still out there, somewhere. Not that I've got the courage to face him after what I did. I hope he's found the life he deserves. I met a former skull called Dolph. I know a young man who survived the fall of... Wait, what? I do not remember this at all. When? When did we meet him? I don't remember. Well, who? Did you give his name? I'm glad he made it out, but too many others didn't. Too many others still need our help. I helped make this blasphemy, and by Valgar, I'll kill the bastard if that's the last thing I do. Anyway, that's enough out of me. I'll be heading back to the city to make my report. I suggest you do likewise. Okay, let's head on back to the Almegan Quarter. Just teleport over there. Okay, let's see. Yep, going back to the Blasphemy Hunter and Ralbon. I heard what happened. If nothing else, at least you've seen with your own eyes what we're up against. Oh, trust me, I've seen it multiple times now. Welcome back. Verdola's already given her account, and I'd like to hear yours too. So she's almost turned into a beast herself. We'll have to take that into consideration before sending her into the field again. Didn't you think of this before? As far as the events of Alagana are concerned, the two of you did well. Despite the appearance of several beasts, you were able to prevent any further casualties. However, this serves to confirm that those with connections to Crania Lupi should be considered at risk of turning. Over the years, many of them have drifted away from the larger settlements and have taken to living in secret. Others made their way to Ul'dah as refugees, including some individuals of interest. the Hrothgar and the little dog. It just looks so silly. As such, we'll be working closely with the Immortal Flames to locate and offer support to those refugees in particular. In fact, I plan to make the journey there for an audience with the Sultana. Once my preparations are complete, perhaps you might accompany me. I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. I think she's seen me more recently than you. I think she'd be happier to see you. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the third one. A new battleground. The quest to protect the vulnerable Alamegans leads to Ul'dah. You're to see Commander Aldin, I'll take you. This way, please. Our request for an audience with the Sultana has been accepted. Before we depart, I'll share what we've learned since we last spoke. The blasphemy continues to elude us, all the while driving others to succumb to despair and turn. Even the Alamegan and Ul'dah forces, searching for signs of the beast and more powerful victims, we've yet to discern a pattern in the chaos. Nevertheless, if our blasphemy is like others, its behavior is likely dictated by the passions and regrets of the man it once was. Therefore, any information concerning him and the life he led may help us track it down before it strikes again. We don't want people to shun the families of the skulls any more than they already are, but the fact remains that the vast majority of the beasts have been born from them. They're the ones at greatest risk of turning, without question. Verdola concerns me too. She came close to transforming once before, so I think it might be best if we keep her out of this after all. I don't think she's gonna like that. Seems like a waste of a capable officer. She deserves a chance to make amends. I'm inclined to agree with Brillian. She was able to resist the transformation and has shown no signs of succumbing since then. If she wants to do her part, I say we let her. He's worried about her. If only I could go in her stead, bruh. Actually, I was hoping you'd come with us to meet the Sultana. Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get the wheelchair over there, but okay. I believe, yeah, hold on. I believe she would benefit greatly from your understanding of the struggles of our people face. You'd gain more experience, too. Whilst she is not the sort of brandish sword and charge into battle, you'll soon discover she's a champion at her own area, as brave as any warrior. I doubt she'd have much to learn from the likes of me, but it would be an honor to make her acquaintance. Yeah, I guess he hasn't met her. Because, I mean, like, Sultana is an important figure in Ul'dah, so it's, like, kind of weird that we are just on good terms with all the leaders of the city-states. Arnwold and I will go on ahead and wait for you at the hustling strip. We'll see you anon. Okay, Ramon. Isn't the hustling strip where the cat girls are dancing? Oh no, the hustling strip is the upper level. It's the third or fourth quest. I think we're on the fourth quest. This is a new battleground. Okay, this is the third quest. Okay, let's go ahead and teleport over to Ul'dah. Go to Thanlin and Ul'dah. Oh, right, where are we? Yeah, hustling stripped. Let's see, it should be up here? Not here. Yeah, over here. Okay, the other way is faster. Oh, there's Papa Sean. It's the first time I've been back here since I, discharged myself from the infirmary, without telling anyone. Mind. I must remember to stop by and offer my thanks, and an apology. I only let her out of my sight for a moment. Of course she's gone. Master Papa Sean has just telling us that Nanamo, or should I say Lady Lyra, has gone on another of her jaunts about the city. Of course she has. Though it is not my place to question her grace's judgment, I do wish she had consulted me before running off on her own. And perhaps I'm overthinking it, but it's unlike her to keep guests waiting. If I may say so, sir, with blasphemies running around throughout the land, it's a dangerous time to be going for a stroll. I suspect that may be the very reason. She wishes to see for herself how the citizenry fares in these trying times. Even so, it's downright reckless. We'll find her, though. No, I couldn't possibly allow such esteemed guests to... Come now, we might have been on official business, but we're old friends. And as you may remember, I've a knack for tracking down such errant sultanas. Some might say that knack is rather charitable. Ahem, I should be glad of the assistance. I'll take a look around here. Quizzing the locals will give me an opportunity to learn of recent goings-on in Ul'dah, too. Well then, there's no time like the present. Fear not. With me on the case, be over before you know it. Also, you'd think they'd do a little bit better on the model, not having Arnvold's hands rotate when he turns. Just between you and me, Raubon has never had much luck at finding Lady Lilira. Rather the opposite. Which isn't to say that he's misrepresenting his capabilities. Perhaps his recollection of events is simply differs somewhat from reality. He's not actually good at it. If she's supposed to be meeting us here, maybe we should wait for her to come to us? No, I don't think that'll work. Okay, so where are we supposed to be looking? Over at Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Let's head on over there. Yeah, right over there. Of course, she's at the markets. Or no, I guess we're going to be questioning the locals, right? Oh no, Raubon's over here. That means we definitely shouldn't be looking here. It's been some time since I last combed the streets for young Lilira. As a matter of fact, Parmesan and I would compete to see which of us could find her first. As I recall, most of the contest ended in my favor. Are they both lying? The trick, you see, is to look past the disguise and pay attention to the gestures and mannerisms, the tiniest movements that might give her away. Come, I'll show you how it's done. Follow Raubon, try not to fall behind. Got RP walk with a Big Daddy here. She's fond of pursuing the stalls here. If she's not here, where could she be? Maybe she's out in... What if she's been abducted? Raubon. Raubon. In one of these pots, perhaps? Perhaps not. Raubon. I've never known her to be this... difficult. Go with difficult. That's odd. I've tried her usual haunts, so unless she's hiding inside a barrel or something equally nonsensical, she must be elsewhere. Gods, why did she choose now of all times to run off? What if she's been abducted or been run afoul by a beast? Raubon. Don't need to assume the worst, we should keep looking. Perhaps we could try asking around. I was about to suggest the same. We'll find her a lot quicker if we start by narrowing down who we're going to ask. Come to think of it, something Parmesan said caught my ear. He thought Nanamo went on this excursion because of the emergence of the blasphemies and beasts, to better understand how her people are coping with the situation. If so, she'd be driven to seek out the most desperate and dissolute. Pearl Lane, then. Might I ask you to lead the way? Ultimately, my ability to track missing persons may have dulled somewhat. Or you never had it in the first place. Pearl Lane has been ever plagued by pickpockets and the like. I'll watch your back, so go ahead and give the search for Lilira your full attention. I don't really want to lose 47.9 million gil in the back streets, but okay. Raubon's not accompanying you and Walker following mechanics? Yeah. Let's see, yeah, it's over here. We gotta go down the back alleys. While it may not be immediately obvious, conditions have improved considerably of late. Her Grace continues to support the rebuilding efforts in Girobania, which has led to the creation of jobs for many of the locals, both here and on the other side of Belsar's wall. Well, that's interesting. In every society, there are haves and have-nots, and seldom is it divide more sorely felt than here in Ul'dah. Many of the young and able-bodied workers work for Lord Lorito as guards, though he earns more in an afternoon than most will in a lifetime. Yeah, that's for sure. Lord Dorito. Oh, there she is. No. Lady Lilira. Rabon, what are you doing here? And Brilliant too. Well, I'm glad to see you both. Our meeting is not yet due to commence for several bills. What is the meaning of this? No. We were worried, and with good reason. There are far too many dangerous times to be roaming about alone, Your Grace. Some things never change, but I assure you, I'm quite capable of looking after myself, and in my own city of all places. More importantly, I wish to observe firsthand how the people have been faring of late. I might be better prepared to participate in our discussion later, but I've finished, and you will be comforted to hear. Then pray allow us to escort you to more amenable surroundings. Would you care to ride on my shoulder? Certainly not. You've attracted more than enough attention. Route 1. You don't just ask a Lala to ride on your shoulder. That's how you end up with a broken leg. Kneecap. Trust me, I know. I had every faith you and the commander would find her. I'm feeling the search would have taken rather long if Raubon had been left to his own devices. Papashan, please, why couldn't you have helped? I thank you all for making the journey here during these difficult times. And it is my pleasure to properly make your acquaintance. On behalf of the people of Eorzea, allow me to express my sincerest gratitude for your continued dedication to our cause. With respect, Your Grace, I'm just a soldier. Was a soldier. Still, I say, Commander Aldine could not have made such a distraction. Commander Aldine would not make such a distinction, and neither will I. You yet serve your people, and have provided solace to many of Alamigo's most vulnerable. If we are to deal with this threat, we must forearm ourselves with knowledge. I understand you come bearing information regarding the blasphemy and its victims. We have indeed. Hence the need to locate the family of Crania Lupi members who have fled to Thanalin. There is no need to struggle faced... What? Oh. There is no end to the struggles faced by Alamigan refugees, and those who once pledged allegiances to the Empire are no exception. But rest assured that, irrespective of their pasts, all will be treated with an even hand. All will be afforded such aid as I am able to provide. Magnanimous as always, Your Grace. If I might be a bit so bold, I have a question. What do you have in mind for those at risk of undergoing the change?
Nothing. I believe there is but one recourse.
Slaughter them all.
Earnest and open dialogue. While some are born into unimaginable wealth, others suffer great hardship and oppression. The circumstances of our birth are beyond our control. Our fates subject to the whims of the gods, some would argue. I once thought myself a prisoner to my fate, a figurehead, helpless to watch on as my people starved, a powerless puppet.
That was 1.0.
I wanted nothing more than to cast it all aside, to free us all, but failed for my nativity.
I know it's naive, but I don't remember how you actually say that.
And then was afforded a second chance for my privilege. The world is unfair, terribly so, but we have the power to push back against inequalities and injustices, if not overcome them on blessed occasions, to love our neighbors and share in life's bounties, to open our hearts and come together as one.
Truer words have never been spoken.
But without the support of the people, such words are naught but vain platitudes. Thankfully, my recent attempts to make inroads with the monetarists have met with some success. Despite differing views on many subjects, we yet strive to find common ground.
Common ground. We've been pouring all our efforts into aiding families of craniolupi, and while it seems to help it to a degree, some have still succumbed and turned. Of course, they're not the only ones in danger. Alamegans everywhere, whether they sided with the Empire, fought with the Resistance, or were caught in the middle, they all suffered. They all wake up in the night at times, haunted by memories of death and despair. We know what can happen if those feelings are left to fester.
The legacy of the Imperial occupation will not soon be forgotten, but rather than seek to forget, mayhap it is necessary to remember, to acknowledge and accept the truth of it, that they may properly mourn those they have lost.
A remembrance. I propose we hold a memorial ceremony for those who died during the war. Everyone, no matter who they were or what they did, let them be loved, let them be hated, but above all, let them be remembered. And in the remembering of the dead, in their honor and their sin, we, the living of the Alamigo, may yet find a sliver of common ground. It's a noble sentiment, but bringing people together who have reason to distrust one another and risk inflaming tensions could be a recipe for a disaster. Rablon, please. Then again, we can't keep ignoring the myriad in the room and do nothing to address the situation. As long as we leave it to the individuals to decide whether or not to attend the ceremony, I think it's worth a try. Organizing an event of this scale will require a great deal of effort, so I offer my full support. Once you know what's needed, come to me and we'll put the plan into action. Obviously, some will balk at the idea, which is perfectly understandable, so I'll be listening to their opinions as well. After all, we want it to be a ceremony that brings Alamegans together. It's an interesting idea. And I was wondering, Your Grace, if I might ask about your approach to, well, talking to people, winning them over. As you can tell, I'm no politician, so I'd be grateful for any advice you could share with me.
Why, I would be delighted to. As a matter of fact, I have a number of matters I wish to discuss with you.
And on that note, I suggest you and I return to Alamigo. That was pretty interesting, and Arnvald is getting a bit of tutoring from the Sultana, because the Sultana's Anonymous learned a bit on how to be a politician and well, a Sultana. Wonder what Alb and Auli would say if they could see me I had chatted with the Sultana. I can hardly believe it myself.
To see the Sultana grow to become such a capable and compassionate leader, it brings a tear to my eye. The relationship between Elda and Alamigo is one which I cherish deeply. It is imperative that we coordinate our efforts in facing this crisis.
Yep. And on that note, let's go ahead and head on back over to the Alamigan Quarter. And then I think we'll go ahead and take a quick break so I can rest my voice a bit, because doing both Nanamo and Raubon's voices is a bit much. Wait, Ariel? Ah, right. You're not a friend from around. Oh, right. I believe I've talked to this person before, thinking it was someone we knew, but I don't remember them at all. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Raubon here and finish up this quest. I knew Arnvald would make a good impression, but he's outdone himself. Not only has he found a new adventure avenue in life to explore, he's taken to it with considerable aplomb. And while his proposed memorial ceremony is bound to have its detractors, I have faith that many will come around. Not all, but enough, I pray. For our part, we must stand at the ready for whatever may occur. I shall send word if there are any developments. Alright, that was the third quest, and now let's go ahead and take a quick break, because I need to rest my voice a tiny bit. Because Nanamo's voice was really bad, but Raubon's voice has been a little bit difficult to do as well. Anyway, it's time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's get back to business. Talk to the blasphemy hunter and keep going. Laying the past to rest. Arnvold wishes to put your considerable reputation to good use. There you are, Beryllian. Commander Aldine has been asked me to convey you to the following information. At present, we are looking into reports of missing relatives of Crania Lupi. With the cooperation of the Silver Griffins, we're currently searching for any clues as to their whereabouts. Thanks to the concerted efforts of Ragenfrid and the others, the general public have been willing to cooperate with our investigation, though many still harbor feelings of distrust for the collaborators and their kin. They've grown more receptive to our cause on the whole. Arnvold's been making steady progress in preparing for the memorial ceremony. He plans to host a meeting between the various community leaders to go over the finer details. In fact, he was wondering whether you could assist in delivering the invitations. If you can spare the time, you should be able to find him in the Mercantile District. Anyway, that's all for now. I've a few more matters to attend to, so if you'll excuse me, duty calls. Alright, let's head on over to wherever the Mercantile District is. Right by the Aether 8. Slip on through here. And Arnvold should be right over here. Thanks for coming. It should come as no surprise that planning a memorial ceremony for a whole bloody nation would keep a man busy. But by Ralgar, this is something else. The hardest part's been gathering the information on those who died in the war, especially when it comes to the skulls and and other conscripts, and they're the ones we need to treat most carefully. If we don't acknowledge the crimes of our kin in all their painful truth, then we do a disservice to their victims, living and dead. If we let people paint them as monsters who did monstrous things we believe we would never do, then we perpetuate a different but no less dangerous lie. As for preparing the event itself, I'll be holding a meeting with members from each of the settlements around Girabanya. I've sent invitations to most of them already, but I was hoping you'd help me with the last two. The Moraz Noon in the Peering Stones, and Sarissa in Nilia. I'll give you one for each. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they refused, considering how their people suffered at the hands of the skulls. But I hope we can remind them that deep down, we're all just people trying to survive to protect our loved ones. We may have driven the Empire from our lands, but as long as we hold fast to the grudges born of their attempts to divide and set us against one another, we'll never be free of their legacy of cruelty. With that in mind, I've included an account of my experiences with the Silver Griffins and people I've met, victims, collaborators, their friends and their family, men and women who lived through it all, survivors. Even if they refused to join the ceremony, at least they will know, and hopefully understand, our reasons to hold the event. Granted, I've not had much practice in writing important letters, but I think they'll get the message. You being the one to deliver them will make a world of difference, I'm sure. Take care, won't you? That bun girl, who looked very similar to me, I think she noticed too. It was really distracting. Okay, Arnvold. If Miraznoon and Sarisha end up refusing the invitation, it'll be no fault of yours, and at the very least, you'll have a chance to hear their thoughts on the matter. True. So, where are we going? Yeah, probably the locks. No, wait, we're in the locks. Where the heck am I going? Okay, oh, right, Peering Stones. And The fringes, okay. That's right, this is the G tribe. Right? Or is this the M tribe? I think it's the M tribe, because this, yeah, this is the M tribe because this is where Managa's from. Oh, right, he's the leader. Greetings, friend. It has been too long since we last spoke. What brings you to my village? I have an invitation. So the rumors are true. I need not read the letter to know in full to know its contents. I understand that Ragnfrid's volunteers are working to support the families of those lost in the war, which few will deny it's a worthy cause, but to include the relatives of the Crania Lupi. The skulls watched the Empire slay us in our thousands, and still they turned their cloaks and fought for our oppressors. And you would ask us to mourn the deaths of these curs along with their victims? I ask only that you read the rest of the letter. You have every right to be angry and refuse. Arnvald's wishes are only that you read his accounts before coming to decisions. Let's do that. To dismiss it out of hand would be discourteous. Very well. Family. As Newton, my tribe is my family, quite literally actually. And I know all too well the responsibility that it brings. It would be nothing to protect them. I would do anything to protect them. Anything. Loyalty, pride, conscience, my very soul. All are meaningless if I cannot ensure the safety of those I love. I suspected some skulls had been faced with the self-same choice, but to think how their kin suffered, I cannot say I do not understand, though I wish that I did not. Their crimes will never be forgiven. They cannot be, but I and any others who are willing can offer our prayers for those tortured souls and the men they could have been. I accept the invitation, not on behalf of the M tribe, but as Miraz knew, though I will put the question to my people that they may decide for themselves. I am also eager to make the acquaintance of the person that wrote this letter. He is not wont to turn a blind eye to the bitter truth, painful though it is to confront. The meeting will be a perfect opportunity to take his measure. With all the recent troubles, the towns and villagers were once thought safe are fraught with danger. Please, keep your senses keen wherever you go. I will convey your friend's intent to the rest of the tribe before attending the memorial ceremony. Those who cannot support it will not interfere. You have my word. All right, let's go check on the other group. Oh, is this the Anata? That's interesting. Let's see, this is gonna be the leader of the peaceful Ananta tribe? Yeah, that's right.
Welcome. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? This is as I suspected. There have been rumors that such a ceremony would take place. Although you have traveled far to make this invitation, I must decline. We cannot mourn the loss of the fallen if Crania Lupi are to be counted among them. Like the Kaliana, They chose to aid the Garlean oppressors, killing and bleeding for those who would pillage our land. Cowards and traitors all. And are we to assume that the Kalyana, who died fighting the Empire, will be honored as well? If so, that is all the more reason for us to refuse.
That is your right, and no one will say otherwise. I come only to present a letter and ask that you read it in full. Arnvold understands and accepts that you might refuse. His only request that you read his account and decide.
If you insist.
...
No one was spared suffering on the occasion. Not the resistance, not the collaborators, not the families of both. No one. That so many would die in shame and ignominy, having sold their souls only to lose everything, is a tragedy and a lesson. If they are forgotten, then the lesson of their folly is forgotten. For the sake of this land we call home, I will join you in remembrance and implore my people to do the same. In mourning, may we strengthen our ties with our neighbors as well. By together facing our past, we can build a foundation for lasting peace and prosperity. It would be an honor to attend the proposed meeting, and I look forward to personally thanking your friend Arnvold for his dedication. I and my peers have much to learn from the example he has set.
That's cool. He seems to be doing pretty good.
Would I be correct in guessing your friend does not often scribe such letters? I could not help but notice he had forgone the usual platitudes and fanciful phrasing. His directness was most refreshing.
Well, that's pretty funny. Alright, we gotta head back to Arnvold. Yep. Let's head on back over to Alamegan Quarter. Alright, he should be over here. Yes, there he is. Not like he could have gone far. Actually, he's got that speedy wheelchair, so you never know how far he's gonna be. So, how did you fare in the fringes? Well, they actually agreed. Kind of amazing, to be honest.
They said that about me? They said that about me? It's rare for me to get such glowing praise, especially from the renowned leaders, like Sarissa and Miraz Noon. More importantly, though, they agreed to attend the meeting, and I've got you to thank for that. After all, I imagine it's hard to turn down an invitation when it's hand-delivered by the Warrior of Light herself. Before I get ahead of myself, though, I must remember that this is only the beginning. Bringing everyone together is one thing. Coming to an agreement on an extremely divisive issue is a different kettle of fish entirely, as your Grace was quick to point out. But as she's taught me, if our cause is just and our hearts are true, those of like mind will surely answer the call. And answer it they have. While they are bound to be different of opinions, I'm sure that there's nothing we can't overcome if we put our minds to it. To that end, I was hoping you could join us. If you've the time to spare. Hold on. I drank a bit of soda during the break, and it's deciding to come up right now. There are still a few loose ends Ragnfrid and I need to tie up beforehand, so we'll meet you in the palace as soon as we can. Just having you there will make a world of a difference. Okay, let's head on over to the palace, and then I guess there's gonna be a cutscene. Let's see.
Yep, let's head on into the palace. This guy's still just slightly ahead of me. Here for the meeting, yes? Yep, let's enter the royal palace.
So, well, we all agree on the importance of the ceremony. We recognize that the inclusion of the Crania Lupi will be distressing for many. I too lost family at their hands, and I would never ask others to forgive and forget. But for all their crimes, they were Alamegans, just like us. None made the decision to side with Garlemald lightly. They had a choice, and they chose to betray us. Who among us had not made difficult choices for kith and kin? And do not forget that Fordola chose to stand between us and a primal. What does that have to do with it?
Brothers and sisters, arguing will avail us not. The fate of Alamigo rests on my shoulders and yours, on those of every man, woman, and child that calls these lands home. To uphold your honor, to strive for prosperity, to protect our loved ones, we all know the weight of these responsibilities. 'Twas the selfsame weight which drove many of our people to serve our oppressors, misguided as it was. And though they chose a different, unsociable path in the end, we all wanted the same thing, to deliver our families from persecution, that they might live to see one more day, because another day in shame and self-hatred was still better than none at all. The regretful dead are survived by their despair. What? Regretful dead are survived by their despair. Okay. A despair which threatens to drag us all into an abyss from where there is no escape. Know that it surely will if we welcome it into our hearts, out of disdain for those we cannot forgive. Come on, I clicked on it. But we Alamegans will not be so easily defeated. We will stand united and conquer this menace. Every Alamegan who fought and died did so in hopes that one day we could be free. And we are free. We are free. By the blood of our fallen brothers and sisters, we are free. Free to lock away the pain and pretend it has no power over us, until it festers and takes us in our beds, and free to lay it bare and let it breathe. To acknowledge and to mourn our people at their best and their worst. The past is ours to bear, all of it, for ourselves and for future generations, so that they needn't suffer like we did. Let us make Alamigo a nation where no man is left behind, where he can make all the wrong choices and still be afforded the chance to make a right one. That was a pretty good speech. Alright, that was pretty cool. That went better than any of us could have hoped for. You have my gratitude for your part in the proceedings, but we both know who the real hero of the day was. What are you talking about, Raubon? It's me, obviously. Unless you're talking about Eos over here. This was all Arnvald's idea, and it was his words that finally won over the naysayers. Now that we have the community leaders on our side, we should have a much easier time convincing the rest of the citizenry. Of course, holding the ceremony is by no means our final objective. No matter what we say, some will refuse to attend. It is my hope, however, that it will still serve to provide a measure of closure for us all, and to ease the plight of the vulnerable and ostracized. Speaking of which, do you will recall the incident with Fordola in Alagana? The young girl she saved and her mother wished to thank her personally. Considering that what happened last time, though, I have reservations. It would be a valuable opportunity to prevent a former skull in a more positive light. On the other hand, I don't need to tell you how unpredictable she can be. And that's before taking her echo into consideration. But that's a conversation for another day. Go and get some rest. You've earned it. You bet I've earned it. Alright, that was a level 88 quest, which means we got 2 more to go. Trial of Skulls. Uh-oh. The blasphemy hunter may seem calm and collected from a distance, but you suspect something is amiss. Something terrible has happened. I think there's something amiss. It's Fordola! She escaped! I don't think that's quite what happened. She was accompanying a squadron out on a training exercise. One moment she was there, and the next, she was gone. I didn't think much of it at the time, but she's been acting strangely ever since she went to meet that mother and child. You know, the ones who wanted to thank her for saving the girl's life. When I told Commander Aldine about it, he went charging off to Alagana to ask them if they had any idea where Fordola might be. I thought about going after him, but when I heard you were headed this way, I reckon it'd be better to send you in my stead. Godspeed, Brilliant. That's not good, although I suspect that's not quite how this went down, and it's probably not going to be near as bad as what they think it is. I mean, for all they know, they might think that she's turned. Alright, where are you, Raubon? Probably up here. Yep, they're there. Godspeed good! What is she thinking? I know you! You're friends with the brave lady, aren't you? Have we done something wrong? I sure hope you haven't. Brilliant. I wasn't expecting to see you here. You've heard what's happened then. Just as Fordola was beginning to earn our trust, she's given us the slip. As you may know, she wears a choker enchanted to prevent exactly that. If I were to give the order, she would be dead within moments, and she knows that. She took the risk anyway, so I have to believe she has a good reason. That's what we're looking into now. We were hoping Clairol and young Lily here could shed some light on the matter. We'd like to ask you about your conversation with Fordola, if we may. Yes, of course. I know she's the butcher, or was at least, but I didn't seem right to go without thanking her. That's why I requested the meeting, to express my gratitude and my apologies. She was quiet at first, just stood there as we spoke, as if she weren't even listening, and then I mentioned the blasphemy, and she looked at Lily, and all of a sudden, clutched her own head, and cried out in agony. Ah, yes, the echo. I'm well aware of its effects. The echo, yes, I figured that out, Arnvald. Can you remember what you were thinking about at the time?
A man. The one I saw in the city. What? Who? Did he have something to do with all the people, those people panicking?
Oh, is she gonna have seen the guy?
I think he did. When I was waiting for you, I saw him. He was by himself.
Oh, and then Fordola got a clear look at him. I don't know why she didn't come and tell us, though.
He looked poorly, so I asked if he was all right, and he said yes. He had a nice smile. He got up and started walking away, but then... He was shouting and screaming. I was so frightened. I didn't want to talk about it, not even to Mum. I wish you'd said something sooner. I'm sorry, Poppet. This was my fault for leaving you on your own.
The man who turned into the blasphemy, I'd wager. The girl saw him, which means Fordola has now seen him too.
There was one other thing. When Fordola was having her, funny turn, she said something. Charlie? No, Charlotte? I think. Yes, that was it.
Ring any bells?
Can't say it does, but if he has anything to do with the skulls, the Silver Griffins should have some information on him.
We'd best have a word with Ragenfrid then. You've both been very helpful. I'd also like to thank you for being so kind to Fordola. She may not have said it, but I'm sure it meant a lot to her.
I have a couple more things I'd like to ask, so I'll catch up with you later.
Okay, Ornwald. You and your speedy wheelchair. She's probably like drifting around Garabania in the sands or something. Oh, hold on.
Whatever she's dealing with, she needn't face it alone. I wish I could have told her that, even though I know she probably wouldn't have listened.
Yeah, that's about right.
Where did the brave lady go? Fordola may well be everything the people say she is, or worse, but she did us a good turn that day. I'll never forget it.
Alright, let's go talk with, what's his name again? Ragenfrid. See if she has any information on the guy that Fordola saw. I have a feeling this Charlotte and Fordola are connected in some way.
Charlotte, you say? Yes, that name came up during our recent investigations. As I recall, he served under the Viceroy during the occupation, and his whereabouts are currently unknown. He had an older brother named Ansfrid, one of the Crania Lupi.
Ah, yes, that's where we're going. Which would give him a connection to Fordola. Is there anyone who can tell us more about him?
Yes, an uncle, who we recently helped find employment here in Alagana. He's actually the one who asked us to look after Charlotte. You'll most likely find him working on the Sleeping Stones. As it happens, I was planning to bring him something to eat. I'll join you there shortly.
Okay.
You might think a quarry is no place for a man of advanced years, and perhaps you'd be right. But hard times are the only times we've known, even before the occupation, and I doubt that'll change much within my lifetime.
Okay, let's head on over to, where's it? All the way over there? Okay. Let's head on over. I'm actually supposed to stop at about 5 here, but I want to finish these quests. This quest shouldn't take too much longer than the other one's going to take like 15-20 minutes as well. So I'll be stopping like a little bit after, like around 5:20 maybe. Hopefully. Ah, there's Raubon. Perhaps we should have asked what he looks like.
Still looking, eh? That's him over there.
I expected to hear the mining sound effect there.
I hope we're not interrupting.
No, of course not. It's good to see you, Ragnfrid.
My word, the Bull of Alamigo and the Champion of the Alliance? What brings you, such esteemed guests, to our humble, quarry?
At ease, my good fellow. We merely wish to ask you about your nephew.
Charles? You found him?
No luck yet, then.
Is there anything else you can tell us? More about his childhood, perhaps?
Wasn't much of one, I'm afraid. Poor boy's life was ruined long before he had any say in the matter. His parents and I swore allegiance to Garlemald to secure ourselves and our kin's citizenship. For all good it did us here, living amongst our countrymen who were treated us as pariahs. Took its toll on him and his brother, to be spat on as traitors by association. One thing led to another, and Ansfrid, together with most of his friends, joined the Imperial Army. That's how it started, you know. The Crania Lupi. Gaius? Oh, Gaius's loyal little pups. Do you remember the names of these friends?
Yes, they had quite the reputation growing up. There was Melin, Rodolph, and the angry little girl who'd grow up become the butcher herself for Dola. And why did you wait to tell us this?
Charlotte was part of their group too, yes? But from what we've heard, he chose not to become a soldier.
Wouldn't have lasted a day in training. He knew that better than anyone, of course. Not that it helped him to feel any less guilty for turning his back on the others. He blamed himself for their deaths, for not stopping them when he had the chance, for not being strong enough to fight by their side. Maybe save them, maybe not. But he wasn't there, and he wished he had been there. Wished he had been. Then one day, he was gone. Wherever he is, I hope he's safe and well.
Well, about that.
So do we. Thank you. The information you've shared should prove useful. And for you, I've brought some food. Why don't you call it a day and go enjoy it with your family? Let him have his peace for now. Back to Alagana.
Well, I guess we know who the blasphemy is then. I kind of saw that coming. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to them.
That little girl's worried about Fordola. As for the mother, well, it's complicated. Understandable, really. Once we know for certain what has become of Charlotte, we'll have to tell his uncle. Or, you mean, you will.
I'm not doing it. So not only was his brother a member of the Skulls, but Charlotte himself was a childhood friend of Fordola's.
I'm told he refused the support of the Silver Griffins as well. He's been trying to make his own way for some time now.
His brother and his friends died in Specula Pator, I can never pronounce these names. Save for Fordola, because she killed them. And the gods only know how he felt about her after that. Or how Fordola felt about Charlotte after seeing Lily's memory of him transforming into a blasphemy. Brother of a man she killed, and a childhood friend besides. She thinks she's responsible for him. That's why she ran. To kill the beast. Wherever it is, probably at the Crumble Tower. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm worried about her. Fordola is a survivor and an outcast herself. Exactly the sort of person Sylvan Griffins are trying to support. You've seen for yourself the sacrifice she's willing to make, and if you can learn to feel sympathy for her, maybe others can too. I think we have enough information for the time being. Let's return to the city and plan our next move. Okay, sounds good to me. As the saying goes, history is written by the victor, and I'll wager those who swore loyalty to Garlemald never thought they'd find themselves on the losing side. But they did, and they paid a price. Maybe not enough for some, but we have got to draw a line somewhere. To some, Fordola is a monster worse than any blasphemy, but I've seen enough working with the Silver Griffins to realize it's never that simple. I'm one to believe that there's hope for her, and there's hope for us all. Well, that's nice speech. Let's head on back to Almegan Quarter and wrap up this quest, and then we got one more to do. Alright, Ralbon, let's head on over to him and wrap this one up. I've assigned a few of my soldiers to assist the Silver Griffins in investigating Charlotte's background. With luck, we will find him quickly, and then we can prepare for what must come after. We're all but certain Charlotte is the one who transformed into a blasphemy, and so there's naught to be done but to put him out of his misery. As for Fordola, I put Monago and her troops in charge of tracking her. Once they've found her, they have my permission to lend whatever support they deem necessary. If it comes to it, I may ask you to join the search. Until such time, I ask that you take this opportunity to rest. Nah, Ralbon, I don't do that. Let's see, what food is this? Okay, yeah, it's a healer food. Makes sense. Let's go ahead and talk to the Blasphemy Hunter and start this last quest. The Gift of Mercy. The Blasphemy Hunter is even more flustered than usual, and with good reason. Thank goodness you're here. Commander Aldine needs you to see you right away. Follow me. Keep it contained until I arrive, but do not engage if you can help it. Understood? That was Monago. Her unit has found Fordola, or rather, she has found them. In fact, I have Fordola on the search party's link pearl. She wants to word with you. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring. This is urgent, so be quiet and listen. The blasphemy, my friend, is right in front of us. I tracked him down, and when he spotted me, he started heading towards the Specula Importoris. Look, Brilliant, I need your help. Charlotte's not... He never wanted to hurt anyone, but this thing he's become is... I can't leave him like this. I've got to stop him, whatever it takes. I'm on my way. Wait until I get there. Do not engage, is that clear? I owe you. This is Monago. Can you hear me? We've got the blasphemy surround... Oh, that's not good. It's on the move. Go ahead of it. Go ahead of it, but maintain distance. We need to... Fordola, what are you doing? Fordola! Fordola! There's no time to waste. They need our help. Okay. I'll head on over there. I believe that's in the fringes on the south side. Oh, okay, this is finally an instance. Rockar's beard. Once she's got her mind set, there's no stopping her. She's convinced herself she's responsible for this mess, that she created the blasphemy single-handedly. All I ask is that you all I ask is that you see she makes it out of there alive. She's come so far, and I don't want to lose her. Arvold. Ardita and Alighieri are not that far from Specula Importoris. If we let the blasphemy slip through our fingers, it doesn't bear thinking about it. And Welfordola is determined to slay it by her own hand. We can't allow her recklessness to put the lives of others in jeopardy. The time has come for action. Are you ready? Yes, the gift of mercy. Let's go. Hopefully I don't have to actually, like, put much effort into this, because I don't know Scholar. I don't know how to play Scholar. Or at least, haven't played Scholar since, like, level 80. Because I just leveled it up with Summoner. Hold the line for as long as you can. Commander Aldine and the Warrior of Light will be here any moment. Stay strong. Jeez. He doesn't need 2 arms when you can just kick him. You've done well. Let us do the rest. Yes, sir. Get the injured to safety. Coward. Coward. Traitor to them. To everyone. Ah, yes, migraine time. I wish there was another way. So do I, but fighting is the only thing I'm any good at. Makes me wonder how I ended up with such a clever brother. Too clever for his own good. Maybe. Just the thought of going into battle, about getting hurt, but having to hurt other people. He's a bleeding hard art, Charlotte. No sooner befriend a fly than shoo it away, much less kill it. I could kill if I wanted. I could. But you don't, and there's no shame in that. Leave the soldiering to us, Charlotte. We'll show the Garleans what we're capable of, get the power and respect we deserve, and then things will change. They will. You'll see. We found a place for ourselves, and you'll find yours soon enough. Alright, that'll do. Everyone who's enlisting, meet back here tomorrow. Oh, let's see where he's going now. Yeah, these are the ruins. In the end, what good did I do? They gave everything they had to give, while I hid, like a rat, waiting for the storm to pass. Coward! 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 Ah! Coward! Coward! Better dead, better forgotten. It's not your fault, Charlotte. It's not. You didn't do anything wrong. And I'm the coward, the traitor, the butcher. I'll always be the butcher. Don't you dare, Fordola! You don't get to end it. You don't get to give up. I won't let you. You have a lifetime to make amends and atone, to become something more than you were. But if you die here, you are everything they say, everything you believe. That's a good point. Is that what you want? She's not going anywhere. Why is he here? Arnvold, why are you here? There's nowhere else I'd rather be. I can't fight by your side, but I can still cheer you on. Arnvold, please. I've seen your past, Charlotte. How you were left behind while your friends rushed into battle. It's bloody hard, isn't it? Wanting to do something so desperately, with every fiber of your being, knowing that you should be able to. You should, but you can't. So you find another way to support them. Your way. You did that too, didn't you? You were there for them, even if you didn't feel like it. But you were there, Charlotte. You were. As a friend of mine once said, not all heroes are forged in the fires of battle. The history of Alamigo is written in blood. While we cannot change the past, we can change the future. And for that, we must all play our part. All of us. Let us grant Charlotte the peace he deserves. You too, Fordola. Ansfred, Emillin. One day, we'll be together again. But not yet. You'd never hurt anyone, Charlotte. That's not who you are. You'll be remembered as the kind soul you always were. Blasphemy, Charlotte. Well, hopefully I don't actually have to, like, heal much in this, because I'm probably not going to do too well. I'm counting on you. Hope gave her that wasn't the right voice to give her. Whatever. Alright, let's get started.
As one!
Alright, I should have left an X-Cognition, left a thing for, in case I needed to use X-Cognition. Let's give Rob on a shield real quick. Oh, that didn't do much. I need to remember to keep my dot up. I don't remember how to play Scholar. Yeah, I'm gonna need to actually heal him, aren't I? Use the next cognition on him. Alright, what does this one do again? Oh, okay. What's this do? Try this. Okay, that's just an AoE heal. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, Growlbon being a Chad.
Show them what we're made of!
Give everyone a crit shield. I don't know if I actually have to do this much, but I'm going to anyway. Because this will push me over here to wherever she is. Oops, that was a bit too much, but I got it. Oops, that was on him. Meant to do that on me. Wrong button.
Raw Tizona!
I'm just gonna LB3 it. There we go. I think I did actually need to heal them, but I think I did a decent job at it, or a good enough job at it. I think I get what most of the abilities do, except for like 2 of them, but I'm definitely not gonna play Scholar anytime soon. Oh, there he goes. Oops. Thank you. Just a second. Thank you. I mean it. That was cool. Oh, there they are. Well, happy to see Fort Dola.
I've been looking everywhere for you.
Have you now? Oops. It's astonishing, too. Looking back at Charlotte's case, although his existence spurred others to transform, he never attacked any settlements or travelers. Even when he underwent the change in the middle of a crowded street, those who were present escaped with minor injuries at worst. I think that deep down, his compassion is what kept the raging blasphemy at bay. The only time he emerged from hiding was the journey to the place where his brother died. Aye, it's clear he still retained some semblance of his former self. Another victim of the Empire's terrible legacy, along with his friends and so many others. But the Crania Lupi wasn't the creation of the Imperials alone. Many of those youths sought a place with them because they were denied one with us. That's why the memorial ceremony is so important. It's our chance to face our past together, to give them in death what we couldn't in life, to not deny anyone a place in memory, even if it hurts to make us feel ashamed. You'll be attending, won't you? I haven't been ordered to, so I suppose not. Redola, please. In light of your leal service to Alamigo, I intend to have the conditions by which you are bound eased. Providing I'm able to obtain approval, you will be granted a degree of freedom. Well, at the very least, we should soon have no need for that choker. There'll be no objections from me. You've done well. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were smiling. Well, I for one couldn't be happier her efforts are being recognized. It gives me that much more motivation to continue my work with the Silver Griffins and bring the people of Alamigo closer together. Got to do my best to keep up with a certain little lord thing, I don't think you can keep up with Alphanode, he just keeps on sprinting ahead. I think we've done enough for today. Time we get some rest. But first, head on over to Radzit Han and tell our delegate about everything. Allow me, as both the Guardian of Alamigo and as your sworn comrade, to express my thanks for coming to our aid in these desperate times. No matter what manner of disaster may befall us, your presence alone is enough to keep the flame of hope burning bright. Aye, even someone on the very precipice of despair, such as Fordola, can find salvation in your guiding light. Laying it on big thick, aren't you? Heavens forbid you would stop throwing yourselves in harm's way at every opportunity. You're something of an immortal flame yourself. These are all terrible. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that one. Am I? Both Monago and Arnvold said much the same thing. Must be getting soft in my old age. In any case, it's safe to say we've all benefited enormously from your sterling work here. We couldn't ask for a better healer or a better friend. Our ambassador in Radzit Han will be relieved to learn of our success here. If you happen to cross paths, give him my regards, would you? Well, I have to head over there to finish the quest, so I'll do that. Alright, let's head back to Radzit Han and wrap this up. That was pretty interesting. I kind of expected a little bit more healing, you know, because it's like healing quest. Then again, it would be pretty difficult to do an instance fight. I mean, they've done it before, but an instance fight where you need to heal. Because like even that last one, I don't even think I really needed to heal them as much as I did. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to the Alamegan delegate and wrap this up. Greetings! How goes it in Alamigo? Well, everything's resolved. Eliminating blasphemies, helping organize a memorial ceremony. They've certainly kept you busy. A fine example of going above and beyond the call of duty. I'll be sure to send word of your exploit to Ulda. Wait till the Sultana hears about this. Oh well, she was kind of involved. Her Grace will not be the only one to welcome this news. On behalf of the Grand Company of Eorzea and our allies, allow me to express my most heartfelt gratitude. Now dive job specific here? Yeah. Nice, that's all for tonight. Today. It's still not night yet. Anyway, that's all we're gonna do for today. I was kind of... Well, that took about the same... I'm kind of surprised it took almost exactly the same amount of time as the other two did. Like 2.5 hours. Even with, just considering everything. Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. Hope you all had a good time. Tomorrow, I'm planning on starting the Studium delivery quests, and hopefully those will be interesting. Because I know the Crystalline Mean quests were okay, but we're not doing that tonight. That's gonna be for tomorrow. So tomorrow 3 p.m. we're gonna start the Studium delivery quests. Until then, goodbye.